It's a truly unbelievable story. I think the most famous part about it is where we start, and we sort of deal with the murder of Johnny in the first several minutes, and then we have 9 episodes from there to discuss and explore everything else. So I'm excited for audiences who aren't familiar with this story, unlike OJ, where people really were familiar with that case. I'm excited for them to experience this and really think about the larger implications of how this happened. So it's a fascinating study of not only the social landscape of the 90s and how that affected this particular crime, but it's a really interesting character study of 2, in their own way, brilliant minds that were routed into completely different worlds, one being in the world of creation, one being in the world of destruction. So I think it's a really well-told story, and I haven't seen any of it, so I could be wrong. Maybe we do a horrible job, I don't know. But from what I read and from what we shot, I think it's pretty compelling, and I'm very excited to see it.
We're out here representing the Philippines, as you know, you're part Filipino. Tell me a little bit about how exciting it is to represent that part of your culture on such a mainstream audience.
It's really exciting. You know, his Filipino heritage is actually kind of a big part of his life, maybe unconsciously or consciously. I mean, his father had a big influence on him, and his father was from the Philippines. Now, it wasn't a positive influence, and while it's not maybe the best representation of a human being, I don't think it has anything to do with the Philippines. However, it's cool that those narratives are being represented in our show, and that they're being half Filipino, and the wonderful actor Jon Jon Briones, who is from the Philippines himself. It's nice to have both of us kind of represent our cultural heritage in such a mainstream way with so many eyes on it. That's a really cool feeling.
Now, you accepted an award on behalf of the Philippines with Janet and Ruben put you in his book and everything. How cool is it to be a part of all of this and get the support for the Filipino community?
It's a thrill because, you know, that's not something that was... I didn't choose to be half Filipino. Nobody gets to choose their ethnicity or their background. I feel very lucky to be embraced by the community, especially because I just look like a white guy. A lot of people go, "You're not Filipino." I'm like, "Yo, have you met my mom?" Anybody who's grown up with a Filipino mom knows that that's an instant point of connection. So I feel very fortunate to be welcomed by such an enthusiastic community, not only in the arts but in the world at large. And yeah, what can I say? I lucked out. It's my favorite part about myself.